Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. Live right here in the city of Memphis, in the county Shelby, in the state of Tennessee. The day is early Sunday morning, December the 20th, 2020, time 4:55 a.m. First, I thank all my family, my support for your continued courage support. Continue to keep myself employed right in the Memphis tri-state area. I'll continue to further my education, more work out online, continue to pursue my soul, be still be administrative contrary mark. At the present time, took a break and going to school, but in the very near future, I will be going back to Monroe College online to continue to pursue my soul, be studying be administrative contrary mark. Anti-gang. Now, it's the weekend. All federal employees, majority of federal employees, now they work off on the weekend. You understand? But anti-gang, United States Department of Justice, anti-gang. That's right. See, that's right. Going around looking for the sorority and fraternity, so they can tell you that the Constitution tell you you got freedom of speech, you got freedom of expression, you got freedom of assembly. Here, all Americans. The Constitution applies to all Americans, all citizens of the United States of America and U.S. territories, not just a few people, a few criminals in the sorority and the fraternity. The East Coast bitch from the state of Maine all the way down to the state of Florida, in the state of Ohio, on the border of those northeastern states. The state of Ohio. Yeah, you lying. You really lying to yourself. And out there in the state of California, and in the city of Los Angeles, the so-called blood gang and crip gang, the so-called bloodstone, Ben and limestone. See, it's the same people. The people from the East Coast went out there to the state of California and the city of Los Angeles and started all that blood gang, crip gang, and all that bloodstone, Ben and limestone. You know I'm lying. Here the people in Germany speak. All the German-speaking people, they not no gang. They speak German 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. The Latin-speaking people in Italy and France, Spain and Portugal and Romania, and all the other Latin-speaking people. You talking about mob? Talking about you a mobster? No such thing, no mobster. No such thing. So you lie. You be lying. And see, the United States Department of Justice be right. Anti-gang. It's right. Now these are just a few of the free logo design websites you can go to make anti-gang logo. Now remember these words: coercion, coerce, sexual coercion, psychological coercion, psychological manipulation, psychological abuse. Now I'm being able to do my video this weekend because I was off Saturday and Sunday, so I'm being able to do my video early Sunday morning and early Monday morning. I'll do my Facebook Live next, on late Sunday night, early Monday morning. Like I said, I was off being able to be off both days this weekend, not just one day. And so I'll be able to do two videos instead of one video. And do my Periscope video in a minute. That's a very serious thing, anti-gang. It's serious. There's nothing to play with. People's lives are being affected because of people going around trying to claim they're in a gang. They're in a mob. They criminals. And it's wrong. And Thank God that the United States Justice Department, all the men and the women, and all the other departments, other Department of Justice, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, National Gang Intelligence Center, all the DEA, Drug Enforcement Administration, and the alcohol, tobacco, firearms, the immigration, custom, and all the I can't just to sum it all the federal employees. Because when you say United States Department of Justice, the United States Department of Justice represents the whole federal government, as well as all 50 states and U.S. territories. And that's a serious thing. The great program, gang resistant education training. The United States Department of Justice is right. It's right. Don't let the sorority and the fraternity mislead you. Because they go around lying. That's all they be doing, going around lying. And it's not right. And 14 people to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And they're going to be held accountable and responsible for the crime they commit, because it's a crime. They're going around trying to use that occult literature and that paranormal shit. See, you be wrong. Western esotericism, Western mystery tradition, Hermetism, Gnosticism, Neoplatonism, Rosicrucianism, the Freemasonry, Eastern Star, the Age of Enlightenment, Spiritualism, Kabbalah, occult, arcane, macrocosm, microcosm, exoteric. You're wrong. It's wrong. You're wrong. Occult, arcane, esoteric, spiritualism, theosophy, anthroposophy, hermetic order of the golden dawn, new age, and all that occult science, occult quality. You're not impressing nobody in the Department of Justice with no occult science and occult qualities. People in the Justice Department, they see that dog man, they want to put your butt in jail where you belong. And then going around talking about devils and demons. You can't take nothing out the Holy Bible. We have to make people understand one thing. When you say devil and Satan in the Holy Bible, religious persecution, you can't do that. Now the Federal Bureau of Investigation, it may not push religious persecution, but that don't mean they can't prosecute you for it. You go down there to the Federal Bureau of Investigation and file a complaint and complain about it. The prosecuting attorney gonna sit there and listen to what you're saying. They know what you're talking about from the Holy Bible. You can't do that to any group of people. First of all, violating civil rights. Religious persecution is a crime. When you say devil worship, there's no such thing. There's no prescribed way to worship that. You take the word devil and you took the word Satan out the Holy Bible, it's persecution. You're trying to take from a group of people and trying to take the Holy Bible and desecrate the Holy Bible. You can't get away with that. Now, like I said, the United States Department of Justice may not push it, but that don't mean it's against it. It's not a crime. It is a crime. Devil worship and Satanism is a crime because it's persecution. You're really persecuting a whole group of people. It's religious persecution. You can't be prosecuted for it. And all that occultism, that paranormal shit, drawing circles around a 5-point star and a 6-point star, setting it on fire. It's the same thing. It's persecution. It's a crime. See, people not being taught that it's a crime. You walking around thinking it's okay, just like saying gang. You going around talking about the Constitution gave you the right to express yourself. You lying. The sorority and the fraternity be committing crime, hazing. It's a crime. It's a crime. And that's what people need to be taught. That the things that you be saying, talking about gang and gangster and mob and monster, it's a crime. That you don't have that right. That's not your right. You don't have no right to go around wearing no red, no blue, and all that, to associate yourself and affiliate yourself with other person, another person, or a group of persons, to commit crime. You don't have no right to do that. You try to take everything that's right and try to use so you can commit crimes. See, people already know you try to use the glee club and then you try to make up some kind of lie about the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts. See, you ain't doing no going around lying. You don't do no go around lying. That's all you do is lie. And you ain't gonna get away with it. You ain't gonna never get away with it. You're gonna be held accountable and responsible for the crimes you commit. There ain't no such thing as using the East Coast of the United States of America for no gang base. From the state of Maine all the way down to the state of Florida and the state of Ohio on the border of those northeastern states. There ain't no gang base. You're just a bunch of cowards. A bunch of dumbass cowards. And all these African Americans, that's what you is, a bunch of dumbass cowards. There ain't no such thing as going out there in the state of California, in the city of Los Angeles, talking no blood gang, no crip gang. Nobody's scared of you, man. That's the reason why I be walking around on the street like I do. Don't care nothing about you. Don't give a damn about you. Don't give a damn about no blood gang, no crip gang. Because there ain't nothing right about what you said. You've been wrong. I've been constantly making videos, constantly saying the same damn thing. Oh, I ain't gonna never. There's gonna come a day when there ain't gonna be nobody telling you nothing. You're just gonna keep straight to the point. Because you can't get away with doing that. Don't nobody have to take that goddamn shit off you. And then you had the nerve to think you was smart. You're gonna go out and be a snitch. You're gonna go tell it. To try to get away, to try to run. After all these crimes you committed. All these damn hoes walking around telling they're gonna use their mouth as a weapon. See, it ain't no way for you to run, try to be no snitch. You ain't gonna get away with it. You ain't gonna never get away. You ain't gonna never get away. Then we live in a day and time doing background check. You ain't gonna never get away. Ain't nobody gonna take nothing off you, man. Talking about some cowards on the East Coast of the United States, from the state of Maine all the way down to the state of Florida. Then talking about some cowards in Ohio. Nobody. Then you got all these Americans living in Kentucky. All these Americans living in Kansas, in the state of Kansas and Missouri. All these Americans live in the state of Iowa, the state of Washington, the state of Oregon, Montana, North and South Dakota, Nebraska, Utah, Colorado, Nevada, Arizona. Yeah, look, you ain't gonna never get away with it. You ain't gonna never get away with it, never. You ain't gonna never get away with it, never. You ain't gonna never get away with trying to use that occultism, that paranormal shit. You ain't gonna never get away with it. You ain't gonna do them, get your ass killed. You ain't gonna never get away. You ain't gonna bring condemnation on yourself. But like, you trying to go around trying to ignore the United States Department of Justice. And like I said, I make my video, man. You may have thought that my video didn't make an impact, but it do. Because when I'm walking around, goddamn, Eric ain't doing nothing wrong. You the one wrong. See, when you try to pretend, you ain't getting away. You ain't getting away. You ain't getting away. I be out here on the street, trying to pretend. You ain't getting away. Your ass ain't getting away. You in trouble. You ain't gonna never get away. No. You're just gonna be held accountable and responsible for the crimes you commit. You don't be nowhere to run or where to hide. You can call yourself trying to be a smart ass all you want, especially you damn hoes. But I guarantee you, making other people mad. If you don't do them, get your ass killed. If you don't do them, get your ass killed. Just like when I be at work, at the warehouse. If you don't do them, get your ass killed. A bunch of dumb assholes call themselves and get a job working for Service Master, cleaning toilets. Well, I see all them educated men and women, white men and women, African American men and women working at the Department of Justice. Hispanic, Latino Americans working at the United States Department of Justice. Native Americans, Pacific Islanders working at the United States Department of Justice. Asian Americans, East Asian Americans, South Asian Americans, all Americans working at the United States Department of Justice. Anti-gang. And then here your dumb ass working in a warehouse for service now, cleaning toilets. Telling you got a job working for a security guard, for a security company, a security guard at the warehouse. And then all the mother dumb ass African American working in the warehouse. Then you go out on the street, working at a convenience store and working at Walmart and Kroger and all these other jobs out here. See, you be out here on the street, see, you do the same dumb ass shit over and over. You try to go to these places of employment, to your job. Try to go to work. Then you try to sit around each other. You don't get away with it. You don't never get away with it. Because you're a coward. You're a coward. You're a dumbass coward. You don't never get away with the wrong you done. That you be doing. Never. The United States Department of Justice. Thank God for all the men and the women who work every day for our government. Bureau of Investigation. That's the Department of the United States Department of Justice. Now, the FBI. Now, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, what do the FBI investigate? Terrorism, counterintelligence, cybercrime, public corruption, civil rights, organized crime, white-collar crime, violent crime, weapons of mass destruction. So let's go over to violent crime. The key threats, gangs, crimes against children, online predators, Indian country crime, human trafficking, involuntary servitude, bank robbery, jury and jail theft. Then you have international violent crimes, reports and statistics, serial murder, pathway court, investigating active shooter resources, and so on and so forth. Was it uniform crime reporting board? So let's go over to the gangs. Anti-gang initiatives. National Gang Intelligence Center, Transnational Anti-Gang Task Force. And then you have the Violent Gang Task Force. So as you can see, the United States Department of Justice is telling you it's wrong. All that taxpayer money, Transnational Gang Task Force, Violent Gang Task Force, what they telling you, the United States Department of Justice, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, they telling you that gang is wrong. It's wrong. So going around looking for the sorority and fraternity, that's a waste of time. Going around trying to look for somebody in the sorority fraternity to tell you that you got freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and freedom of assembly. That's a waste of time. The United States Department of Justice telling you right here, Violent Gang Task Force, Transnational Gang Task Force. See, when you say Transnational Gang Task Force, and when you talk about being outside the United States of America, see some of these individuals, they come to America, and they with customs, immigration, they be allowed to come to America, and some of these men and women, they end up being in America. See, then the Violent Gang Task Force had to deal with people like who are outside of America. The Transnational Gang Task Force being down in Honduras and Guatemala, El Salvador, some of them individuals that come to America. And then the Violent Gang Task Force had to still and continue to investigate. See, See, all that taxpayer money they telling you is wrong. See, it's wrong. And see, that occult literature, that paranormal shit. See, there's no such thing as a gang, first of all. Like I said, the people in Germany, there's no such thing. They speak German. Gang is a German term, German word. Gang. And mob is a Latin term, word. The people in these Germany speaking people and these Latin speaking people in Europe, they don't do the things that you do. You don't see the transnational gangs that having to go to Europe and having to investigate all the European people that speak German. Talking about a gang. You ain't even think about that. The thought never came to your mind like, well, okay, transnational gang task force, do the transnational gang task force go to Europe? No. Straight to the point, no, they don't. Nobody in Germany is no gang. Nobody in Belgium is in a gang. Nobody is in Liechtenstein and Luxembourg, Sweden, Norway, Iceland, Greenland. These German-speaking countries. And then you got all the English-speaking countries, because English is a German language. England and Wales, Scotland and Ireland. Do you see the transnational gang task force having to go over there? No, you don't. They not in no gang. And then you had a violent gang task force here in the United States of America. But see, that occultism, that paranormal shit, see, being outside the United States of America, that's what that means. It means that people who are living outside the United States of America, you have all these different groups of people living in the United States of America. How is it that you communicate with one another to commit crimes? You be using that occultism, that paranormal shit. See, it's not just the transnational gang task, it's not just the FBI folks in the Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador. But see, this is one of the areas where it's been a problem, a serious problem in El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras. There's been a lot of problems because then them people end up here in the United States of America. So in order for the United States of America and then the GREAT program, you end up coming to America. You think it's right, but they showing you it's wrong. And then the violent gang task force doing the same thing. They showing you it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. And then, you know, the FBI website has some feature news too, on different things like terrorism news and counterintelligence news and organized crime news and public corruption news and cyber news and so on and so forth, civil rights news, violent crime news and white collar crime news and so on and so forth. So, but that's what our taxpayer dollars been going to fight crime. So, like I say, all that nonsense, gangs and mobs, is wrong. It's wrong. Yeah. The United Nations. And see, the United Nations is very important. And when we talk about that occult literature, that paranormal shit, see, the United Nations, they already told you it's wrong. Because see, that's all the people on the earth, on God's green earth, at the United Nations. And as you know, the United Nations was founded upon the League of Nations. There was nothing wrong with the League of Nations, but there was some areas that the League of Nations needed to be corrected. And so from the League of Nations came the United Nations. And see, the League of Nations was founded upon the things that a man who lived in the 1700s in Germany named Immanuel Kant. Now this man, like I say, he lived in Germany during the 1700s. And this man was educated, went to school, studied a lot of subjects. And a lot of the subjects that he studied, the people that he was studying, they didn't look like him. They didn't speak the language he spoke. They didn't have the beliefs or the faith that he had. These people that he studied talked about peace. They talked about peace. And this was over 7,000 years before he even went to school. You know what I'm saying? He lived during the 1700s, so this was 7,000 years before him. People were talking about peace for all the people on God's green earth. 7,000 years before him. You understand? 7,000 years before him. And so, this man, after studying, he wrote a book titled Perpetual Peace, a Philosophical Sketch. And this book was the inspiration for the League of Nations. People all over the world read this man's book. And because of the book that this man wrote, people all over the world were inspired to found the League of Nations. Like I said, the League of Nations never was wrong. Nobody is saying that it was wrong. The idea, the concept of the League of Nations, it was some areas that need to be corrected. And so from the League of Nations came the United Nations, which you see today. peace. And so there's no need for you to look for no sorority, no fraternity to lie to you. Because they lying. You don't have there's no such thing as being in a gang or mob. That's not freedom of expression. That's not freedom of speech, freedom of assembly. That's being a criminal. You're a criminal. Nobody in Germany is telling you to join a gang. Nobody in Italy or Spain or Portugal or France or Belgium or Romania. They're not telling you to be in no gang. They're not doing it. They're not doing it. Now, I got my picture. I got my United States Marine Corps picture behind me. You know, almost forgot. I try to remember everything sometimes, but of course, I got my father, Chester Johnson Jr. Just the house. And my father worked all those years and retired and paid for this house. My mother, Annabelle Johnson, still alive. They my father, of course, as you know, passed away in 2012. And my mom, she's still living, Annabelle Johnson. And my father, Chester Johnson Jr.'s little brother, Lemuel Johnson, who was murdered some years ago before my father passed away. And I'm always remember my Uncle Lemuel Johnson, and I don't never forget. I don't forget. You know, the reason why I do background checks, I don't forget. Because I don't forget. God damn it, I don't forget. Ever don't forget. So like I said, my Uncle Lemuel Johnson, my father, Chester Johnson, little brother. I don't forget. I don't forget. You know. Now, I'm gonna continue to protest and speak out and be an advocate. You understand? I'm gonna continue to protest. I'm gonna continue to speak out. I'm gonna continue to be an advocate for Mr. Sam Cooke. You know, at the age of 33, this young man had accomplished a lot in his life. He could have accomplished a lot more. You know, this young man was murdered by an ignorant buffoon named Bertha Lee Frank. And a field house nigga. And it was unjust. And it's gonna be justice in the court of law. Civil court, criminal court for Mr. Sam Cooke. And that includes SAR records. You can't commit no crime against Mr. Sam Cooke, first of all. And you also can't commit that type of crime against SAR records. You can't do that. Like I said, I purchased a copy of Mr. Sam Cooke's autopsy. You know what I'm saying? His autopsy, the coroner's inquest from Celebrity Archive for $25. And like I said, this is the verdict of the coroner's jury, the state of California. Now, you know when you say state of California, this is the United States of America. You have all 50 states and U.S. territories, and they all assigned to a federal district court. Now, the state of California, the county lies in the matter of inquisition upon the body of Sam Cooke, deceased, before the coroner of the county lies in the jury summoned to appear before the coroner of Los Angeles County at room 150 Hall of Justice, Los Angeles, California, on the 16th day of December 18, 1964, to inquire into the cause of the death of Sam Cooke. Having been duly sworn according to law, having made such inquisition and hearing the testimony due upon our oath, each and all do say that we find that the deceased name Sam Cooke, a male married, native of Mississippi, aged about 33 years, that he came to a death on the 11th day of December 1964 at 9137 South Figueroa Avenue, Los Angeles County, California, and that his death was caused by gunshot wound with chest, perforating the heart and both lungs with massive hemorrhage inflicted by a gun in the hands of Bertha Frank at 9137 South Figueroa Avenue, Los Angeles, California, after the deceased had made forcible entry. And from the testimony introduced at this time, we find that death to be justified homicide committed by the said Bertha Frank of protecting the life of property, all of which was duly certified by this inquisition right by her side the 16th day of December 1964. Now, let me make this clear. The evidence in Mr. Sam Cooke's murder case overwhelming. Now, I want to say capital murder, the death penalty. The evidence in Mr. Sam Cooke's murder case overwhelming. Premeditated first-degree murder. Guilty. Brother Lee Frank, guilty. You can't do that. You can't do that. And you can't do that to Saw Records. You can't commit no crime against Mr. Sam Cooke, and you can't commit no crime against Saw Records. Victims' rights. Victims' rights. Victims' rights. And victims' rights apply in Mr. Sam Cooke's murder case. You can't commit no crime against Mr. Sam Cooke and you can't commit no crime against SAR records, victims' rights. Now, let me say this. Young man named Daquan Bennett, also known as King Von. I'm gonna continue to speak out. I'm gonna continue to protest. I'm gonna continue to put your ass in your place. Cause see, it's wrong. It's wrong. See, this is what I've been calling to complain about people trying to use their goddamn occultism and their paranormal shit. That young man was not supposed to have been murdered. He was not supposed to have been lied to. And that includes his sister and brothers. See, the mess you be trying to get away with, you ain't supposed to be trying to get away with it. And when I say that, I'm saying it for a reason. See, you ain't supposed to do yourself wrong. See, you supposed to try to better yourself. And when you try to better yourself, that's what it means. You don't try to justify the occult literature and paranormal shit, because it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. And King Von was not supposed to be looking for friends in other places other than Chicago. Because see, the folks in my people, the so-called the Black Disciples, the Black French Stones, the Mickey Cobras, and the Vice Lords, the Almighty Land Kings and Queens. And a lot of the white gangs, the Almighty Gaylords and the Almighty Noble Knights and the Deuces and some of the other gangs. I'm trying to remember the Simon City Royals. You see, this day and time, talking about some occultism and paranormal shit, you ain't supposed to be still doing that. See, this is what the Woodland organization had told you way back in the late 50s and early 60s. See, when you seen the Lord Stones and the Disciples marching in Chicago with Dr. Martin Luther King. See, this is where the Lord Stone and Disciples came from. Is that the Woodland organization was out on the streets of Chicago and the state of Illinois working with the Black Disciples and the Vice Lords and the Mickey Cobras, the Almighty Land Kings and Queens. See, the Black Prince Stones. See, they was out on the street working to try to keep all this from being a problem. And see, that occultism, that paranormal shit, see, this is what people done. They tried to teach you that it wasn't right, that it was wrong. And so when you get here, it is 2020. Here it is, a young man in his early 20s, and you still walking around in the city of Chicago talking about the Vice Lords still getting into it with, still having problems with the Mickey Cobras. But see, that what all the people did. Stop all this so-called fighting with each other. But see, when you see people do things like that and all this about the gangster disciples and the black gangsters, but see, like I told you, and I'm gonna keep on telling you, the people you be talking about following, they ain't know what they were talking about. You should see by now it's 2020. You ain't know what you were talking about, trying to use that Freemasonry and all that esotericism and neo-paganism. Man, you ain't got no education, and then trying to use that occultism, that don't make you smart. That don't mean you know what you're talking about. Talking about some damn Freemasonry, some esotericism, or anything else, no Western mystery tradition. You ain't gonna never get away with that. You ain't gonna never get away. That's the reason why I keep continually highlighting the fact that all these African Americans, the majority of them don't have no education. So what the hell you doing walking around talking about you a gangster and a monster, talking about you a G? Cause see, that's what the slave master taught you. They taught you that occultism, that paranormal shit. They ain't teach you how to read, how to write, and how to do math. See, you only talk about what you was taught. That's that occultism, that paranormal shit. But see, here it is, 2020. You ain't supposed to still be doing that. And when I say that, I'm saying what's right. You ain't supposed to still be doing that. You ain't supposed to be walking around looking for no sorority, no fraternity to lie to you about the Constitution, claiming that you got freedom of speech and freedom of expression and freedom of assembly. You ain't supposed to be doing that. And when I say you're not supposed to do that, that's wrong. That's the reason why the United States Department of Justice said anti-gang, because it was wrong. And that includes a mob. It's wrong. It's wrong. And what you did to King Von, what the folks in my people did to King Von, and to so many people, is wrong. It's trying to use that occultism, that paranormal shit, your damn self. It's wrong. What you did was wrong. And what you be doing is wrong. And like I said, man, when I seen that video, that young man, King Von, that one post that happened, man, when I seen that young man down in Atlanta, that ain't right. And I'm not just saying that now, and talking about whatever they do the other day, shot a kid, that shit wasn't right. It wasn't right. That ain't right. What you did wrong. See, when I do my video, I do my video for a reason. Cause see, it didn't just start. See, when you look behind me, you see my dad, Chester Johnson Jr. You see my dad's little brother, Lemuel Johnson. See, when they was growing up, when they were little kids, the world was different. That's the reason why I be talking about people committing all these heinous and hideous crimes in the early 1900s. And all these despicable and disgusting crimes in the early 1900s. Then you had all these people trying to get other people back for the crimes they committed. Well, see, my dad and his little brother growed up. And then my dad and my little and my uncle Lemmy, they had some more little brothers and sisters. And when they growed up, and during the time the 30s and the 40s, and my mama included, the world was different. There wasn't no see, Jim Crow laws here in Tennessee, Arkansas, this in the South. The world was different. There wasn't no such thing as going to school, you know. So all that occultism, that paranormal shit, and they mama and daddies. See, my dad and mama, and my uncle Lemmy, dad and mama, the early 1900s. See, that's what I'm talking about. And see, when you see the folks in my people, all these people that left the South and end up in Chicago, and you know, Indianapolis, Indiana, and in Wisconsin, and Michigan, and Detroit. See, people left the South, left Tennessee, left Arkansas, left Mississippi, and they end up in Chicago. And then when David Bosdale family and Sam Cooke's family, Sam Cooke, mom and dad left Mississippi, moved to Chicago. A lot of people left Mississippi, left Tennessee, left Arkansas. They moved to Chicago, moved to Detroit, and so on and so forth. And that was wrong what you did. That's wrong what you did to King Von. That's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. You ain't supposed to be using that occultism, that paranormal shit. That's wrong. And it's just like I've been telling you, come and keep trying to do that goddamn shit. It's gonna come to, it's gonna be a day when you're gonna be held accountable and responsible. Cause ain't nobody gonna take that goddamn shit off you. See, it ain't no excuse. You just be lying. All you be doing is going around lying. Then you had the nerve to think that it's something funny. See, that's the reason, like I told you. See, when I do my video, see, I've been watching you the whole time. I've been watching the East Coast bitch the whole time. I ain't saying anything. I've been watching you the whole time. You think something funny. From the state of Maine all the way down to the state of Florida. Being in Ohio, you think something funny. Being out there in the state of California, see, a lot of you motherfucking cowards out there on the East Coast, you moved out there to California, to the city of Los Angeles. Talking about the blood gang, Crip gang. They read why you see a lot of these celebrity athletes and celebrity entertainers calling themselves a blood and a Crip. Talking about they in the bloodstone, they in the limestone. I don't know what the hell you doing. I don't know why you trying to pretend. You trying to pretend like it's something. Like I said, the people in Germany, the people over in Italy, ain't no such thing, ain't no gang, no mob. So I don't know why all these African Americans, all these Hispanic Latinos walking your ass around, and all these white Americans, and all these Asian Americans and Pacific. I don't know what the hell you doing living in the United States of America. Talking about you a gangster and a mobster. There ain't no such thing in Germany. No such thing in Spain, Portugal. No such thing in France. No such thing in Romania. No such thing in Italy. It just ain't no such thing, man. You be lying. And all these German and Latin speaking countries, you be lying. And English is a German language. English is German. In Germany. And what you did to King Von, that's wrong. The folks in my people, you be wrong. See, it ain't even no reason for nobody to be walking around in the city of Chicago talking about you're a gangster or something. Ain't no reason. They talking about you're a black gangster. No reason. No reason for that. None whatsoever. No reason for you to be walking around. All that is that occultism, that paranormal shit. Cause you ain't saying anything that's right. You ain't proving that King David Boston was wrong by going around talking about you a black gangster, talking about you a gangster type. See, the supreme gangster, Larry Hoover, you ain't proved nothing right. See, this is what you need to see in 2020. You ain't right. What the hell you gonna prove? You ain't proving nothing. You ain't proving nothing. And see, that's what all you fucking cowards be doing, calling, walking your ass around, trying to look for the sorority and fraternity just to lie to you, and then you just go around lying, talking about some occultism, the paranormal shit. Well, see, it's 2020. It's 2020, goddamn. It's 2020. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Unapprovable. Unallowed. Simple as that. Straight to the point. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. King Von, before he passed away, before he was shot and killed by this fucking coward. And he did an album titled Welcome to the Whole Block. And just wrong, man. It's wrong. It's wrong. Cowards got the nerve thing. You get away with lying. You know. And then see, cowards think that because they do something like that, they think that people, cool with them, friend with them. Well, see, when I do my video, I had already told the East Coast bitch, I ain't your friend, I ain't cool. I ain't taking nothing off. And see, that's what that is. See, well, these cowards up in Ohio and on the East Coast and being out there in California, the state of civilization, the blood gang, Crip gang, the Bloodstone being announced. See, that's how all that came about. See, they ain't even supposed to be no motherfuckers out there in California. See, you can't come behind the Woodland organization and they trying to work with the Black Disciples on the south side of Chicago and the Black Princeton, trying to work with the Vice Lord on the west side of Chicago and the Mickey Cobras on the west side of Chicago. They trying to work with them, and then trying to work with the Latin Kings and Queens, and trying to work with all the white gangs. The Woodland organization trying to do a lot to try to enlighten, to try to educate, try to inform a lot of people, white people, African Americans, Hispanic, Latino. They try to educate and inform. See? So it ain't no such thing, ain't no damn sorority, no fraternity out on the streets of America, trying to mislead other people in the wrong way. It just ain't no such thing. It ain't no such thing. Ain't no such thing, no blood gang, no Crip gang being right. Ain't no such thing as no Bloodstone, being no limestone being right. Talking about walking around and trying to wear no damn sports cap. You ain't gonna never be right. Never. You ain't gonna never be right by trying to criticize the Black Disciples or the Vice Lord or the Mickey Cobras or the Latin Kings or Queens or the Almighty Gay Lords or the Almighty Noble Knights and all the Deuces and all that. You just ain't gonna never be right. Never be right. Never. And so it's gonna come a day when it's gonna be severe consequence and repercussions. Severe consequence and repercussions, because you ain't gonna never get away with that. Never. Never. And so, like I said, I'm gonna do my Periscope. But all this stuff about this cultism and paranormal shit is serious. It's serious. It's a very serious issue, and it's gonna be severe consequences and repercussions. And like I said, I'm doing my Periscope, and I'm gonna do my Periscope today, and then I'll be able to do my Facebook Live. Because like I said, I had the opportunity to be off from work this weekend, the whole weekend, not just one day. But it's all now I've been telling my little joke here, and no, I didn't forget. No, I didn't forget. No. With the vaccine, I mean, how you gonna forget Corona? Corona. Okay, yeah, you don't have to go back there in the kitchen or wash dishes. Corona is somewhere. I can't stand Corona. I can't stand it. It makes me sick. Now, like I said, I'm gonna do my Periscope. You know, everybody should be looking forward to Christmas. And the New Year. And the New Year, Christmas and New Year. I just read a thing that says Periscope gonna be discontinued on March of 2021. I just read it. It said Periscope gonna be discontinued on March 2021. Well, yeah, like I said, also my Instagram page is still up. It's just I ain't really had time to deal with this sharing thing. My work schedule just. like I said, I'm gonna do my Periscope video. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also on BrightShine, right here in the city of Memphis, in the county, state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Sunday morning, December the 20th, 2020. The time is 6:16 a.m. First, I thank all my family, my support for you, Team Curtis support. Anti-gang. Anti-gang. That's serious. It's serious. That's not no that's not a joke. That ain't nothing to play with. That's serious. There's a lot of retired federal employees who worked for years for the federal government, for the Justice Department, for the FBI, for the Federal Bureau of Investigation, for the DEA, for Customs, for the Border Patrol. We just now, the Homeland Security now, that's one of the newest departments of the Justice Department. For some like the FBI, the Justice Department, and the DEA, some of the departments that's been around for like 40, 50 years. You got a lot of retired federal employees. Anti-gang, that's serious. Especially a lot of white America. Like I said, when you say gang and mob, a lot of these white Americans, they know over there in Germany, over there in Western Europe, all the German-speaking people, over there in all the Latin-speaking people. Ain't nobody no gangster and no monster in Italy and France and Belgium and all these German-speaking people in England, and because English is a German language. Sweden and Norway and Greenland and Iceland and Denmark, Luxembourg, Liechtenstein, the Netherlands. It's a lot of German-speaking people in Europe, Western Europe. Because Eastern Europe is predominantly Slavic. But Western Europe, you have all these Germanic and Latin-speaking people. The Latin-speaking people in Italy, Portugal, Spain, and France, Romania. But like I said, it's a lot of retired federal employees, not just the federal employees working, but I'm talking about retired federal employees. A lot of white Americans retired from the Justice Department, from the FBI. You say anti-gang, that's serious. Because, think about it, they got a husband, a wife, children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. Talking about some blood gang, Crip gang, some Bloodstone, Limestone, and the Woodland organization was up there trying to deal with all the street organizations up there in Chicago, Illinois. See, they take that's serious. Anti-gang is serious. And then talking about the sorority and fraternity going around trying to negatively influence other people. Talking about the Constitution. Talking about you got freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and freedom of assembly. That's serious. Anti-gang is serious. That's not nothing to play with. That's serious. That ain't nothing to play with. Now these are just a few of the free logo design where you go to make anti-gang logo. That's serious. I won't be saying that's not no joke. That's serious. Now remember these words: coercion, coerce, sexual coercion, psychological manipulation, and psychological abuse. See, talking about the East Coast of the United States of America and the state of Ohio, the East Coast bitch from the state of Maine all the way down to the state of Florida, and then talking about the state of Ohio on the border of the northeastern states. You can't play with other people like that, trying to use that occult and that paranormal shit. And then out there in the state of California, they're sitting out there and talking about some blood gang, crip gang, talking about some bloodstone, this limestone. You can't do that. You can't do that. There's gonna be severe consequences because you can't do that. You can't come behind the woodland organization after they tried to work with the black disciples and the black Prince Stones on the south side of Chicago, and all this stuff with Larry Hoover talking about the supreme gangsters. And now you got all to deal with all this black gangster stuff. Man, that you this 2020, you ain't got no business talking about no black gangster. And then talking about the supreme gangster, you ain't saying nothing. Cause see, all you people are uneducated. That's the point I've been making from day one. All you African Americans were uneducated during that period of time. The only thing you were doing was going around talking about some damn Freemasonry and all this esotericism you play out, and you don't know what you're talking about because you ain't got no education. And so the black disciples, with King David Bosdale, see, that's what the Woodland organization was trying to do. And then with the Lord Stones and disciples, the Vice Lords along West Side Chicago, with the Mickey Cobras, and then all these all my Latin kings and queens. Then you got all these white gangs, the Deuces, the Almighty Gay Lords, the Almighty Noble Knights, and all them other ones. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't be wrong like that. That's serious. Anti-gang is serious. See, it's wrong. It's wrong. The United States Department of Justice. Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI. The FBI. What do the FBI investigate? Terrorism, counterintelligence, cybercrime, public corruption, civil rights, organized crime, white-collar crime, violent crime, weapons of mass destruction. Violent crime, key threat, gangs, crimes against children, online prejudice, Indian country crime, human trafficking, involuntary servitude, bank robbery, jury and gym theft, international violent crime reports, statistics, serial murder pathway for investigation, after shootings, uniform crime reporting program. Let's go to gangs. Anti-gang initiative, National Gang Intelligence Center, Transnational Anti-Gang Task Force. See, When you try to use that occultism, that paranormal shit, that's what they mean. See, the Transnational Anti-Gang Task Force was put down there in El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras. But see, you got all these European people and all these people who live in those countries, the indigenous people, and speaking Spanish. And then you got all these Europeans, these West Europeans speaking German and Latin. That's what that occult literature, that paranormal shit is. That's what that means. That's what that means. And then you got all these indigenous people talking about they are gangster and a mobster. And then they come to the United States of America. See? You can't get away with that. That's the point that's being made. The Transnational Gang Task Force. And that you don't get away with trying to use that occultism, that paranormal shit, that Freemasonry, that Western mysticism, that Western esoteric. You don't get away with. That's what they telling you. Talking about down in Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador. The only people who really live down there were the indigenous people. And they not European. They don't speak. I mean, you know, the indigenous people, they had a language of their own, a culture and customs of their own. So when the colonizers came over, that's the reason why it's Honduras and Guatemala and El Salvador today. Speaking Spanish today. And trying to learn to speak English. That's that occult, living that paranormal shit. See, you don't get away with it. That's an example. Because see, like I tell you, the people over in Germany and Belgium and the Netherlands, Denmark, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, Greenland and Iceland, Norway, Sweden, over there in the United Kingdom. They not no gangster. Over there in Italy, Romania, Spain, Portugal, France, they not no mobster. See? The violent gang task force. You don't get away with that. You wrong. There's no need for you to be going around looking for no sorority, no fraternity. The United States government telling you wrong. They're telling you you wrong. There's no such thing looking for the sorority fraternity to tell you you have freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom. If you had freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and freedom of expression, it wouldn't be no violent gang task force. It wouldn't be no transnational gang task force. The United States government would not expend all those taxpayer dollars. They would not use taxpayer dollars for no transnational gang task force, for no violent gang task force. They wouldn't even never say anti-gang. But they did. The United States Justice Department said anti-gang. And then you see all these anti-gang initiatives. The GREAT program. Now you can try to pretend and try to ignore the United States Department of Justice and the FBI, but I'm telling you, it's going to be severe consequences and repercussions. The United Nations. See, you don't get away with that, man. The United Nations, you do not get away with that occult, that paranormal shit. Now, the United Nations. See, that occultism, that paranormal shit is wrong. See, you can't go nowhere on God's green earth and try to go around like you gonna try to find somebody that gonna tell you that's right. It's wrong. That's what they telling you. And see, the United Nations was founded upon the League of Nations. The League of Nations wasn't wrong. There were some corrections that needed to be made. So from the League of Nations came the United Nations. And see, the League of Nations was inspired by a man who lived in the 1700s, Emmanuel Kant. Now this man, like I said, he lived in the 1700s, and he went to school and got an education. Now this man, when he went to school, he studied a lot of subjects, and he studied a lot of people who didn't look like him, who didn't speak the same language he spoke, who didn't have the same beliefs or faiths that he had. There were people 7,000 years before Immanuel Kant who talked about peace for all human beings on God's green earth. And Immanuel Kant, he studied those people. And because he studied those people, he wrote a book titled Perpetual Peace, a Philosophical Sketch. And from that book, people all over the world were inspired to establish the League of Nations. And the League of Nations, like I said, it never was wrong. There was some corrections that had to be made. And because the founders of the League of Nations made the corrections, they established the United Nations. World peace. World peace. So like I said, you're going around looking for the sorority fraternity. It's wrong for them to lie to you and tell you that you have freedom of speech and freedom of expression, freedom of assembly. Hell, all Americans have freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of assembly. All citizens of the United States of America, U.S. territories, have freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of assembly. Hell, the Constitution applies to all Americans. In the United States of America, U.S. territory. Now, I'm going to continue to protest and speak out. I'm going to continue to be an advocate for Mr. Sam Cooke, a man who accomplished a lot in his early life and who was unjustly murdered by an ignorant buffoon, a field house nigga named Brother Lee Frankie. And Mr. Sam Cooke's murder was ruled unjustified homicide, which was wrong. It's wrong. There's no such thing as no justifiable homicide. In Mr. Sam Cooke's murder case, the evidence in Mr. Sam Cooke's murder case is overwhelming. I want to say, count the murder, the death penalty. The evidence. Premeditated first-degree murder. Bertha Lee Franklin, guilty. Guilty. Civil court, criminal court, guilty. Everyone innocent till proven guilty. Everyone innocent till proven guilty in a court of law. Civil court, criminal court, guilty. Guilty. Premeditated first-degree murder. You can't commit a crime against Mr. Sam Cooke, and you can't commit no crime against Saw Records. You can't do that. See, victims' rights apply in Mr. Sam Cooke's murder case, and that includes Saw Records. It's wrong. Now, I personally copied Mr. Sam Cooke's the autopsy, the coroner's inquest from Celebrity Archive for $25. Now, this is the verdict of the coroner's jury, the state of California. Now, you know when you say the state of California, all 50 states and U.S. territories are assigned to a federal district court. The county lies ended in the matter of the inquisition upon the body of Sam Cooke, deceased before the coroner of the county of Los Angeles. We, the jury, summoned to appear before the coroner of Los Angeles County at room 150, Hall of Justice, Los Angeles, California, the 16th day of December 18, 1964, to inquire into the cause of the death of Sam Cooke. having been duly sworn to law and having made such inquisition, hearing the testimony due upon our oath, and all do say that we find that the deceased was named Sam Cook, a male married native of Mississippi, aged by 33 years, and that he came to a death on the 11th day of December, 1964, at 9137 South Federal Avenue, Los Angeles County, California, that the death was caused by gunshot wound to the chest, perforating the heart and both lungs with massive hemorrhage, inflicted by a gun in the hands of Bertha Frank at 9137 South Federal Avenue, Los Angeles, California. After the deceased had made forceful entry from the testimony introduced at this time, we find the death to be justified on homicide committed by the said Bertha Frank and potential life and property, all of which were duly certified by the deposition right by signed the 16th day of December 1964. It's not right. It's not right that that young man, 33 years old, shot and killed by this ignorant buffoon. You can't never, I've been sitting here, people sit here and watch, you can't read the verdict on the coroner and see the evidence. You can't never say that's right. You can't never say that's right, that that young man was shot and killed. You can't never say that's right. No. How could that woman see Sam Cook standing there in front of you? How do you shoot and kill this man? How did all that, I went over the evidence earlier this year, but you see, it's wrong. Victims' rights apply. And Mr. Sam Cook's murder case is not right. And you can't commit no crime against Mr. Sam Cook, and you can't commit no crime against Sorry Records. It's wrong. It's going to be justice for Mr. Sam Cook in civil court, criminal court. Victims' rights. King David Bars, their grandson, King Von, was shot and killed in Atlanta, Georgia, a few weeks ago. It was wrong, not just because the person who is now in custody and has been charged with the crime, but it was wrong because many years back in the early 50s, well, not late 50s, early 60s, the Woodland organization in Chicago, Illinois, in the state of Illinois, was trying to work with all the various, what you call, street gangs and groups and all this in Chicago, in the city of Chicago, in the state of Illinois. There's a lot of white gangs, the Deuces, and the Almighty Noble Knights, and Almighty Gay Lords, and Almighty Latin Kings and Queens, and the Vice Lords, and Mickey Cobras, and Black Prince Stones, and the Black Disciples. And it was wrong. It's wrong to be here in 2020. See, don't no black gangster have any reason. You don't have no reason to be going around calling yourself a black gangster. Because see, when you go around and you say that you listening to this dude who was doing all this stuff for the outfit, you can't be serious. See, it was a time when African Americans, majority of African Americans were uneducated, miseducated, undereducated, so on and so forth. This 2020. Going around trying to use that occult and that paranormal shit. That what happened during the 50s and the 60s. See, when I be talking about all these heinous and hideous crimes and all these disgusting, despicable crimes, the early 1900s that people had committed, and then you had people trying to get people back. But see, people left Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, then end up in Chicago, Illinois. And see, there were people accusing other people of all kind of stuff. And so by the time you got to the late 50s and the early 60s, a lot of people were talking about this person, this family and that family, and so on and so forth. Some people had did things, and then other people talking about they ain't got these people, all this stuff. See, it's wrong. See, that's the reason why what happened to King Von was wrong. It wasn't just then he got shot and killed in Atlanta. It was wrong. That the folks in my people, that the Black Disciples and the Vice Lords and the Almighty Gay Lords and all the Almighty Noble Knights, the Almighty Latin Kings and Queens, see, all of them, the Mickey Cole, all of them, and all the rest of them. See, it wasn't no reason for no gangster disciple, no black gangster, and all that. It wasn't supposed to be there. See, you be wrong. You wrong. You wrong. It was wrong with the Black Disciples and the Vice Lord and with the Almighty Latin Kings and Queens. It's wrong. You wrong. The Mickey Code, you wrong. It's no such thing as no IGD. There's no such thing. You don't have no reason to say anything like this. No reason whatsoever. None whatsoever. It ain't no such thing, no constitution. You ain't gonna never get away with it. You're wrong. You're wrong. King Von should have been friends with all the black Prince Stone, all the Vice Lord, just like being friends with the Black Disciple. Should have been friends with the Almighty Land Kings and Queens. Should have been with the Miko. It's wrong. You're wrong. King Von did an album before he was shot and killed. Welcome to O Block. It was just wrong, man. See, when you try to pretend like you're getting away with that blood gang, crip gang mess, and all that bloodstone, been a limestone mess, you ain't getting away with it. Ain't no such thing, no black gangster, ain't no such thing, no gangster, ain't no such thing, no IGD. It ain't no such thing. See, when you talk about Larry Hoover, see, this is what you had to always remember. During that period of time, the majority of African Americans were uneducated. Miseducated, uneducated. So what you tried to use, and the ones who was educated, the so-called sorority and fraternity, the whole thing they were doing, trying to teach you that occultism, that paranormal shit. Instead of you going around and talking about voodoo like you used to do. you don't even hear that no more. See, this how you know that sorority term be going around. They be trying to stop you from doing certain things. But see, all it is the same thing, Freemasonry, the occult. So there ain't no need you criticizing voodoo, and then you want to walk around talking you a Mason. And then when you try to, then you got all these people trying to not use Freemasonry, and then you try to use esotericism or Western mystery tradition, Neoplatonism. Over there at the Catholic Church, they still use Gnosticism and Hermetism and all that theosophy and anthroposophy. See, you don't never get away. You won't always be wrong. You don't never get away. You won't always be wrong. And see, that was all the Black Disciples, White Lord, Mickey Cobra, Black Princeton, all them Almighty Gay Lord, Deuces, Almighty Overnight. See, it was wrong. You supposed to expose that literature, and you ain't supposed to never let nobody get away with doing that. Never again. It's wrong. Now, this is a list of place names of Native American origin in the United States. For example, state name: Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Connecticut, Idaho, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Nebraska, New Mexico, North, South Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. Then there's a list of place names of indigenous origin in the Americas. Piracy, the pirates. Now, see, that's an example of that occult using that paranormal shit. Just like slavery. People was using that occult using that paranormal shit. Now, the United States Department of Justice, the Office of Juvenile Justice and the Bureau of Justice, and the National Gang Son Bullying, Title Bullying, History of Street Gangs in the United States, written by Mr. James C. Allen, Mr. John P. Moore. Now you can find that same information on a quick reference, Wikipedia, and it'll be titled Gangs in the United States. Now this is a map, a world map of all the people on the earth, on God's green earth. This is a map of the Albanian language map. And this is a Baltic language map. And this is a Greek language map. And this is a Slavic language map. And this is the Altaic language map. And this is a Euro-Altaic language map. And this is a Romanian language map. Now the Romanian language is a Latin Romance language in Romania, and the Romanian language known as Wallachia. This is a map of the languages of Africa. And this is a map of the languages of Africa. And this is a map of the languages of Africa. This is an Afro-Asiatic language distribution map. And this is an Afro-Asiatic language distribution map. And this is a Nilo-Saharan language distribution map. This is the Nilo-Saharan language distribution map. This is the Niger-Congo language distribution map. And this is the Niger-Congo language distribution map. The title of this book is West African Traditional Religion, written by Dr. Joseph Omase William, Dr. P. and the Numo Payment. And the title of this book is African Traditional Religion Definition, written by Dr. E. Baloja Adogo. And the title of this book is African Religion and Philosophy, written by Dr. John S. M.B. And the title of this book is Concepts of God in Africa, written by Dr. John S. M.B. 13th continental history. Harvard University is the oldest institution of higher learning in the United States, founded March 13, 1639, Cambridge, Massachusetts. William Mary College, Williamsburg, Virginia, founded February 8, 1692, the oldest institution of higher learning in the United States of America. Phi Beta Kappa Society, founded December 5, 1776, the College of William Mary, recognized as the first Greek letter student society in North America. Alpha Delta Pi First Award, founded in 1851, Wesleyan College, Macon, Georgia, and the first organization block for First Award with Gamma Phi Beta. Established on November 11, 1874, Syracuse University, Syracuse, New York again. The first women's fraternity with DePaul University, 18 something. And now you know the basis of the sorority and the fraternity. It's them old world secret society from Africa, from Asia, from Europe. For example, Eastern Star, the Freemasons, Thomas Euclid, Massachusetts, then Aztec, 1394, 25 million, Hardware, manuscript, Reed, the Point, Cook, manuscript, the Dallas manuscript. Examples of them old world secret society from Africa, from Asia, from Europe, Skull and Bone, Rosicrucian, Sons of the Living, Thug Side, Protestant, Ordo Temporary, the Knights of the Golden Eagle, the Woodman, the ancient Arab order, the Nose of the Mist, trying to improve order being the P.O. Sisterhood, the Eastern Star, the Freemasons, the Elks, the Lord of Moose, the Bilderberg Group, the Ku Klux Klan, Knights of Bethlehem, Knights of Columbus, the Illuminati, the Far Side, the Armenian Order of the Golden Dawn, the Mystic Order of the Veil Prophets, and the Enchanted Man, the United Order of the Golden Cross, the United Ancient Order of Druid, the National Rank, Ancient Order of Urban Age, the Obadiah, the Knights Temple, Scottish Rite, the Spanish Gardoon, the Carbonary, the Black Hand. You say Mafia, that's Afro-Asiatic, you say Coastal Northern Atlantic, the Triad, the Yakuza, the Osiris. Webster Sterling International Dictionary gives the complete and total definition and meaning of the word gang. The act, manner, means of going. Oxford English Dictionary gives a complete and total definition meaning of the word gang. Action or mode of going way past itself, things, or person. The United States government enacted the Organized Crime Control Act of 1970 and Title IX of the Organized Crime Control Act of 1970, the Racketeering Influence of Corrupt Organizations Act, the RICO Act, is anti-gang. The Comprehensive Drug Abuse Prevention Control Act of 1970, the Controlled Substance Act, the Psychotropic Substance Act, the Continuing Criminal Enterprise Statute, Kingpin Act, is all anti-gang. Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention Act of 1974 established the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention. And then you have other related legislation. The Comprehensive Anti-Gang Initiative Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, and the Comprehensive Gang Model Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, the Bureau of Justice, the Office of Justice Program, and the United States Department of Justice. The Office of Justice Program, the Bureau of Justice, the United States Department of Justice, the Comprehensive Anti-Gang Initiative, and the Project Safe Neighborhood. The United States Department of Justice, the Office of Communal Police and Service, Comprehensive Anti-Gang Initiative. The Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, the United States Department of Justice, the Office of Justice Program, the Bureau of Justice System, the International Narcotic Law Enforcement Affairs, the United States Department of State, Institute for Intergovernmental Affairs, Gang Resistance Education and Training Great Program. The United States Department of Justice, Office of Justice Program, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention. In October 2009, the National Youth Gang Center, which have been funded by the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention since 1995, merged with the National Gang Center, which have been funded by the Bureau of Justice since 2003. The National Gang Center compilates state laws against gang prevention over research program. Mr. James E. Howard, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention. The United States Department of Justice, Bureau of Justice, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, National Gang Center book. In the title of the book, History of Street Gangs in the United States, you can also go to a quick reference with Wikipedia and find same information at the time. Gangs in the United States. The United States Department of Justice, Office of the United States Attorney, Mail 1457, Criminal Street Gang Stand 18, United States Code 521. The United States Department of Justice Bureau of Investigation National Gang Justice. The United States Department of Justice Organized Crime and Gang Set. We have other federal state law. The United States Department of Justice Office of Justice Program, National Institute of Justice, Anti-Gang Crime Prevention, Intervention, and Civil Suppression. The United States Department of Justice Office of Justice Program, National Institute of Justice. The United States Department of Health and Human Services, Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The National Center for Injury Prevention and Control, changing course, preventing gang membership, and striving to reduce youth violence everywhere. The United States Department of Justice, United States Department of Education, United States Department of Health and Human Services, United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, United States Department of Labor, and the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy, National Forum, Youth Violence Prevention Forum. You can go to youth.gov and be informed about the National Forum, Youth Violence Prevention Forum, where there's the company is the anti-gang, the company is the gang model. The United States Department of Justice, the Bureau of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, keep the kids out of gang. The United States Department of Justice, hate is crime. You can go to lawyers.com and be informed about anti-hate. And this is the International Bill of Human Rights. The convention eliminates all forms of discrimination against women. The Declaration of the Rights of the Child. The United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. The world's oldest human rights organization, Anti-Slavery International. And this is the International Federation for Human Rights. The world's oldest international conservation organization, BirdLife International. Fauna and Flora International was the world's first international wildlife conservation organization. The world's oldest global environmental organization, International Union for Conservation Nature, and also the World Wildlife Fund. Now, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, Global Rights Frontline Defending Human Rights, Right Frontier, International for Human Rights. And then you have Conservation International, Wildlife Conservation Society, Conservation Fund, Legal Conservation Fund, Earth Rights Institute, Conservation Association, Earth Justice, the Conservation Volunteer, Wildlife Conservation Network, Endangered Wildlife Trust, Biodiversity Nature Conservation Association, Rare Species Conservation Center, Wildlife Research Conservation Trust, the Rainforest Trust, the International Rainforest Conservation Organization, Rainforest Alliance, Rainforest Action Network. Biodiversity International, Earth Day Network, Environmental Defense Fund, Friends of the Earth, Friends of Nature, Greenpeace, the Nature Conservancy, Wildlife Conservation Society, Swan Water Conservation, Clean Water Action, World Water Council, Marine Conservation Institute, Marine Conservation Alliance, Oceanic Preservation Society, Ocean Society, Global Ocean Commission, the International Marine Life Alliance. Now, street slang words like gang, cluster, and mob cluster. Merriam-Webster Durham International Dictionary, Oxford English Dictionary gives complete and total definition and meaning of the word gang, cluster, and mob cluster. Then you have other street slang: boss, boom, thug, crook, hooligan, mac, player, pimp, or hustle, nigga, field, nigga, house, nigga. You have street slang for music: hip hop, rock and roll, swing, blues, jazz, blues, funk, doo-wop, bebop. You have street slang for money, currency exchange, Bucks, rack stack, band, bread, dough, scratch, movie, Benjamin, dead president, and street slang, none official, none right, by no street slang. Don't let the sorority and fraternity mislead you. Ain't nothing right, official, by no sorority. Now, the sorority return. The United States Department of Justice. Hazing is a crime. It's a crime. The sorority return. They commit crime on and off campus. They commit crime. They use and abuse tobacco, products, they indulge in gambling, games of chance. They use and abuse alcohol and drugs. They indulge in immoral activity. They indulge in sexual dealings and deprive. So don't let the sorority and fraternity mislead you. All those persons who initiated, started sorority, renounce them. Denounce the whole concept, idea, sorority, fraternity. You know, they go around calling themselves sister and brother in Latin. They ain't no better. People be going around looking for a sorority fraternity to lie to them about the Constitution. Don't listen to the sorority fraternity. The so-called East Coast bitch from the state of Maine all the way down to the state of Florida, the state of Ohio, on the border of the northeastern states. Don't listen to nobody from no East Coast, from no state of Ohio. And then you got all these people from the state of California, civilized and talking they're in a blood gang, crew gang. Talking about their blood, talking about their livestock. You know that's wrong. You know it's wrong. It's going to be severe consequences of repercussions. Nobody in Europe, nobody that's German or Latin, is no gangster no more. The sorority and the fraternity, they work and they manage the businesses, companies, and corporations. They use and misuse the background check. They commit crimes against humanity, atrocities, violating human rights, civil rights, inhumanity, genocide, ethnic cleansing, all forms of discrimination and harassment. They pollute the air, groundwater, and noise pollution. They destroy the environment, nature, and wildlife. So don't let the sorority fraternity mislead you. Now, as you know, the Catholic Church and all their particular churches, the occult, that paranormal shit. There's no such thing as a Catholic Church in that particular church. No such thing. That's the occult and all that paranormal shit. Protestant Reformation Movement Church 95 thinks that's the Catholic Church and all that particular church. There's no such thing as no Protestant Reformation Movement Church. 95 thinks that's the Catholic Church and all that particular church. There's no such thing. That's the occult and all that paranormal shit. The American Restoration Movement, the Stone Camel Movement, that's the Church of Christ. There's no such thing as no American Restoration Movement, no Stone Camel Movement, or no Catholic, no Church of Christ. There's no such thing as no Church of Christ. There's no such thing. It'd be lying. That's the occult, that paranormal shit. There's no such thing. That's the Catholic Church and all that particular church. That's the occult, that paranormal shit. Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, is a lying, murdering devil, the occult, a paranormal, an occultist, a paranormalist. He wrote all those epistles in the New Testament. They all lies. The man-made religion, only thing they be trying to use those epistles. That's Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul. He be lying. He lying. For example, Romans chapter 16, verse 16, so the one that would hold the church with the southern ears of Christ salute. Another example, 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 4, so that we ourselves glory in the church with the southern ears, the God for paying favor all the persecution, tribulation, and yet. There's no such thing as devil worship or Satanism. You can't take the word devil and Satan out the Holy Bible. The Holy Bible is a consecrated book. There's no such thing as religious persecution. Report your ass to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. You commit a violent crime. That's a violent crime. To persecute a group of people. The Holy Bible is a consecrated book. The sorority and fraternity, that's a cult. The alumni is a cult. Western esotericism, Western mystery tradition, Hermetism, Gnosticism, Neoplatonism, Rosicrucianism, Freemasonry, Eastern Star, Angel and Light, Spiritualism, Kabbalah, the occult, arcane, macrocosm, microcosm, exoteric. It's wrong. It's wrong. Occult, arcane, esoteric, spiritualism, theosophy, anthroposophy, hermetic order of the golden dawn, new age, occult science, occult quality. See, that with the East Coast bitch from the state of Maine all the way down to the state of Florida, and then in the state of Ohio, on the border of the northeast state, that's what they be trying to use. They be trying to use that occult, that paranormal shit. Then out there in the state of California, the city of Los Angeles, the so-called blood gang, crip gang, the so-called blood star, Vietnam star, they be trying to use that occult, that paranormal shit. And then the so-called folks in my people see that all that BG, blood gang, black gangster in the gangster cycle. See, that's where that came from. That's so in the IGD, insane gangster, that's where that came from. You can't come behind them with no organization. Black disciples. See? That's where that came from. That black gangster and that gangster cycle, that insane gangster cycle, came from the occult and that paranormal shit. Then, and then my people, they be trying to use it. You weren't supposed to do that. The vice lord, the almighty land king, the queen, make it cold. The almighty gay lord was supposed to be there. It's wrong. Name, I encourage you to continue to study the first century. The first century, as you know, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the Son of God, was born, lived, crucified, resurrected in the first century. Continue to study the first century. Continue to study ancient people in the Holy Bible. For example, the Amorites, they were Afro-Asiatic. The Egyptians, they Afro-Asiatic. The Amalekites, they were the supposed descendants of Esau. The Kenites, they were a nomadic tribe in the ancient Levant. Moses' father-in-law was a Kenite. The Canaanites, they were ancient people. The Kenizzites, another ancient people. Jupiter, father of the Israelites in the Canaanites, called a Kenizzite. The Hittites, Indo-European. The Perizzites, ancient people. The Rephaims or Rephaites, they were also known as Amazon and Email. They were ancient people, considered to be giants. Canaanites. Canaan, son of Ham, grandson of Noah. Canaanite, ethnic catch-all term, cover bearers and indigenous population, both settled in nomadic pastoral groups throughout the southern Levant and Canaan. The Gergesites, they were descendants of Canaan. Jebusites, Jebus. The Arameans, the Hittites, and the Horites. The Philistines, they were not Afro-Asiatic. And it has not been determined that the Philistines were Indo-European. The Moabites, Afro-Asiatic. The Midianites were Afro-Asiatic. And the Ammonites, Afro-Asiatic. let's go to the Holy Bible. And we're going to read the Ten Commandments. I see in occult literature and paranormal shit wrong. So we're going to go Holy Bible. The 5 books of Moses. The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 1 through 17. Pay close attention. Because in the Ten Commandments, God tell you, this to God only, I am the Lord, thy God. So, again, we're in the Holy Bible, the Old Testament, the 5 books of Moses, the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 1 through 17, and it reads, and God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord, thy God. Listen to God only. That's the first place. Which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them or serve, for I, the Lord, thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the father upon the children to the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands, and that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless. And taking his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. And it, thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in the meals, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy day may be known upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. So, 5 times God told us in the 10 Commandments, I am the Lord thy God. Again, we're going to go to the Holy Bible. We're going to the New Testament, to the four Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And we're going to go to the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verses 35 through 40. The greatest commandment in the law. And you can also go to the book of Mark, chapter 12, verses 28 through 31. And the book of Luke, chapter 10, verses 25 through 28. Like I said, we're going to go to the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verses 35 through 40. Then one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempted him and said, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God. You listen to God on with all thy heart. What that mean? Like I've been saying, I'm going to continue to say, that's the Old Testament. The things that God taught you, taught all of us in the Old Testament. You know, that's right. And then, and with all thy soul. You know, this Christmas time, and there'll be a lot of gifts being exchanged. And people find all types of unique ways to give another person a gift. And so and with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. That's referring to your everyday life. All the choices and decisions that you make. That's what it means. It's talking about all the choices and decisions that you make in your everyday life. Saying this is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And like I've been saying, it sounds simple. Love thy neighbor as thyself. And that love thyself. And so, on these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. these verses mean the same thing. I'm gonna get ready to end today's video. Again, my name is Eric D. Johnson. I was on my BrightShine, live right here in the city of the county, in the state of Tennessee. Thank all my family members for continuing to support. Always put God first. Thank God for all the blessings and the guidance that God provides always. And knows Christmas coming and New Year's coming. So I want to wish everybody a happy holiday. God willing, I'll be doing a video. Christmas is Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And then New Year's on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So God's will. Till next time, take care of your best. Take care of yourself, which is your very best. And again, always put God first. And thank God for all the blessings, guys. Thank God for God's all.